Happy Tuesday, everybody. September is upon us. And you know what that means? Mushrooms. Right now, I have a local mushroom harvest. A guy lives across the street. He's got all these different kinds of mushrooms that I'm now using in my restaurant. I have pink oyster mushrooms, blue oyster mushrooms. These are both originated in Germany back in wartime. They used to grow these and eat them as if it were meat. Source of protein, source of fiber. I have shiitake mushrooms, Chinese mushrooms. You see them all over your Chinese food. And then I got trumpets, gray trumpet mushrooms. These are also from Germany. They're just a hybrid of the blue oysters. Today we're gonna do a Napoleon. We have puff pastry, and we're gonna do layers of wild mushrooms with puff pastry, your friend of mine, truffle oil. We're gonna scent it with fresh thyme and finish it with some garlic. We're gonna put some egg wash on our puff pastry. That's gonna give us our nice golden brown glisten of color. I'm gonna put the puff pastry in the oven. What do you say we funk down with the fungus? While my puff pastry's cooking, we're going to pull and cut some mushrooms. The reason why we're gonna pull them is because we want to keep the aesthetic of the mushroom. We want you to know exactly what kind of mushrooms they are. And we also want that bite. We want big pieces of mushrooms in it because this is a mushroom dish. So that's our trumpet. I'm going to take my blue oyster. There's a small bit of stem that's a little woody that I don't need. You can use it for stocks, but I don't really need it for this, so we get rid of it. And then we're just going to give this one quick pull. And then these are just delicate, beautiful colors. They also have sort of a woody stem on them. So we're just going to kind of cut around it, popping them off. And we're going to keep these as whole as possible. So now we get our hot pan. We're going to put some olive oil in it because we want the mushrooms to soak up some of that olive oil so that they have a background flavor. Good amount of oil because the mushrooms are like sponges and they will soak up all of that oil, and then you will have nothing to saute in. Let's get it down, baby. Look at that sizzle. So after the pan is fairly hot, we want to turn it down a bit because we don't want the mushrooms to burn. We want them to absorb all the flavors. All right, so we're halfway there with our mushrooms. We're gonna give them a little flip. See how they're getting nice colors? Starting to really cook nice. At this point, we're gonna add our garlic and shallots. We're gonna sweat those into the mushrooms. Put them all flat in the bottom of the pan so that they all cook evenly. Now salt and pepper, baby. Take a look at our puff pastry. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Almost. Now I'm gonna make a brandied cream sauce so that the mushrooms have something to soak up and we have something to dip the puff pastries in. So what do you say we light it up? Woo, woo. Again, when the alcohol is cooked out, the flame will go out as well. I'm gonna hit it with a little chicken stock. Fresh thyme. Heavy cream. We want to make a sauce. We're not trying to make it too soupy, so then we're going to turn it up a bit and let it reduce so that all those mushrooms soak up all of that different flavor we just added to it. This should only take a few minutes. Puff pastry, where are you? What's up? See why they call it puff pastry? Puff pastry is layer of dough with layers of butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the one and we're going to make a little hole in it because that's where our mushrooms are going to sit. Lick in the back of the spoon because we want to taste if we need a little more salt or not. And I think we need a little bit more. And then we're gonna finish it with truffle oil. Don't go crazy, just a little bit, or else it starts tasting like petroleum. You don't want that. You want to have that nice, that aromatics. The aromatics that the truffle oil possesses. Now let's build a Napoleon. Layers, layer of puff pastry. I also have a local microgreen farmer, so we're gonna use those on the bottom. Popcorn shoots, sunflower sprouts, marigolds, which are edible flowers, and some radish sprouts are in there as well. So then we're gonna spoon our mushrooms onto our first puff pastry layer. Get some sauce in there. And then we're gonna put another layer of puff pastry right on top. And then we'll take one of the nice pink oyster mushrooms so that everybody knows what it is now. And we'll garnish it. And there we have it, the mushroom Napoleon.